Here at the True Buddha School Rainbow Temple, our lineage root Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng, will be presiding over Mahamayuri Homa fire offering ceremony. His Holiness will be entering into the Homa hall soon. Let's join our palms and recite the root Guru mantra, the Padma Kumara mantra.
师尊好，师母好，我们网络线上的同门也一起问候师尊好，师母好。先，师尊好，师母好，师母好，师母好，师母好，
尊好，师母好，大家好，大家快乐，幸福平安。
师母好，师母好，师母好，大家好，师母好，师母好，各位好，
快乐，
真师母好。
经济的幸福。
师母好，哎，师母好，加油，还想你们呢。师尊好，师母好，师尊好，师母好，师尊好，师母好，祝你们呢。师母，我们想你们，师母好。 师母好，我们想你们哦。我们想你们哦。好，师母好，师母好，师母吉祥，师母好，师母吉祥，我们想你们哦。大家好，大家好，师母好，大家好，尊师母好，尊师母好，尊师母好，师母感，师尊好，师母好，师母好，感谢龙母主，好，师母好，
我们现在大家都很开心哦，看到四尊师母。现在我们大家一起顶礼坛城，做观想大礼拜，以百根本传承上师及诸佛。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三印，二拜诸菩萨。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三印，三拜诸护法金刚。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三印，四平等一起手。恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛升法王座。
We are inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng to please ascend to the Homa throne. And now we are inviting Simu to please take the Dharma seat. Now we are inviting all the viewers to please take the seats. Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng to bless the prayers of the primary supplicants. The offering of Hatha. Let us now join our palms with reverence. And we're inviting Vajra Master Lian Yin to represent all of us, to present the offering of Hatha to the lineage Guru as a symbol of the highest honor. Namo Mahamayuri Homa fire offering ceremony has now begun. Visualize true Buddha lineage. Namo Vairocana Buddha, Namo Buddha Lucana, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Padma Kumara, Namo Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. Visualize Great Master and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas radiating light to bless us. Recite Padma Kumara mantra 7 times.
Om Guru Lian Sheng Siddhi Hom. 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 做四无量观。
Perform the visualization of the four immeasurables, ancestors and relatives from the father side on your right, from the mother side on your left, friends and teachers behind you, enemies and karmic creditors in front of you, all sentient beings around us, together practicing tantric dharma and ultimately attaining Buddhahood. Wake up call. Recite purification mantras and deity mantra. Om Shivdori Shivdori Shumori Shumori Soha. Om Vajradan Ho Ho Ho. Namo Samanto Motoran Om Turu Turu Dewe Soha. Recite invocation mantra. A Hom Soha. Om A Hom Soha. Om A Hom Soha. We sincerely invoke our lineage Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. Namo White Mahapadma, Namo Lotus Light Self-Mastery Buddha, Namo True Buddha School Lineage Gurus. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Mahamayuri. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Mahamayuri. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Mahamayuri. Namo Golden Mother of the Primordial Jet Path, Namo Five Dhyani Buddhas, Namo True Buddha School 8 Primary Deities, Namo Yamantaka, Akalanata, the Four Heavenly Kings, Sana Bodhisattva, Rainbow Temples, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakanis, and divinities. All the deities enshrined at the True Buddha Tantric Quarter, at the Seattle Lezang Temple, and at the abode at the southern South Mountain Retreat. Rainbow Temples, Mountain God, Earth God, Plant God, Wind God, Water God, Heavenly Fire God, Dragon Gods, and all divinities, as well as the City God, to please radiate light and bless this Homa. Great homage using visualization for student Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra. Second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra. Third to all Herukas and Dhamma protectors. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra. Fourth half bow. Great mandala offering, form the offering mudra. Visualize the transformations of the offerings to fill the whole cosmic space. Make the offering above to the lineage root Guru, all the lineage Gurus, the main deity of Homa, Namo Mahamayuri, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakanis, and divinities, and below to all sentient beings. Recite the offering verse and mantra. Mount Meru for continents and sun and moon, transform into precious offerings for the Buddhas. May these wondrous treasures and merits purge our karma to all of our civilization. Om Sarva Tathagata Yitta Mu Gurunana Menjana Kan Niliye Tahyami. 做是皈依观想。 Fourfold
眼
refuge
视为走。
visualize.
南无咕噜贝，南无大孔雀明王佛，南无大孔雀明
Namo
王
Guru
经，
Be.
南无孔
Namo
雀明王海会
Mahamayuri
眷属，
Buddha. Namo
南无
Mahamayuri
咕噜
Sutra.
贝，
Namo
南无
Mahamayuri
大孔
Assembly.
雀明王佛，
Namo Guru
南
Be.
无
Namo
大孔雀
Mahamayuri
明
Buddha.
王经，
Namo
南无
Mahamayuri
孔
Sutra.
雀明
Namo
王海会
Mahamayuri
眷属。
Assembly.
南无
Namo
咕噜
Guru
贝，
Be.
南
Namo
无大孔
Mahamayuri
雀明
Buddha.
王佛，
Namo
南无大
Mahamayuri
孔雀
Sutra.
明王经，
Namo
南无孔
Mahamayuri
雀
Assembly.
明王海会眷属。做披甲护身，手结
Armor
金刚
protection.
合掌
Form
手
Vajra
印，
clubs
念金
mudra.
刚手
Recite
菩萨
Vajrapani
真
mantra
言
7
祈愿。
times.
Om Bodhi Lanjali, 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 Om Bodhi Lanjali。 恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛转诸名加持。
Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng to perform blessings with mala.
恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛
Inviting
金
His
刚灵
Holiness
主
Living
结
Buddha
界加
Lian-Sheng
持报
to
名
set
表
some
格护摩木
multiplication,
及
to
贡
bless the
品。
registration forms, Homa cards, and all the offerings with Vajra bell and scepter.
请大家起立，恭敬合掌。恭请
Please
法
stand
王
up
圣
and
尊
join
莲
your
生
palms
活
of
佛
reference.
金刚棒
And
开
together we
罗
are
结
inviting
界
His， Holiness
点
to
起
perform
护
the
摩
ritual of
火，供
opening the
品下
Homa
炉，
fire pit,
演化
to
西
set
灾祈
ceremonial
福，增益
devocation
敬爱，
around it,
超度大
to
手
lit
印
the。Homa
网络直
fire,
播
to
线
make all
上
the
各级
offerings,
弘
and
法
to
人员
perform
唱
mudra
诵佛母
transformations
大
for
孔雀明
purifications,
王，
enrichments,
护摩助
initiation,
尊心
subjugation,
咒。
and Bardu deliverance. And let us all chant the heart mantra of the main deity of Homa today, Mahamayuri.
so ha om moiri galadi 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 so ha om moiri Moili Galadi Soha, Om 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 Moili Galadi Soha。
恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛尊法王座。 师母莲香上师上座，王佛或者弘法人员大德请。
We are inviting His Holiness to return to the Homa throne. We are inviting Simu to please take the Dharma seat. We are inviting everybody to please return to your seat.
Om Moi Li Ga Di So Ha. 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 Om Moi Li Galadi 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 So Ha. 嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈，嗡摩耶利格拉丁梭哈。
加持八大本尊心咒及念佛。
Say the heart mantras of the eight principal deities and incan Buddha Nidha.
玛尼贝米吽，嗡本那摩林可林梭哈，嗡哈哈哈为什么耶梭哈，嗡这里主里准提梭哈，嗡真巴拉查楞查拉耶梭哈，嗡啊吽贝扎咕噜贝玛西迪吽塞，嗡啊吽咕噜贝阿呵萨萨玛哈连生西迪吽。 给呀他嗡贝卡兹呀贝卡兹呀玛哈贝卡兹呀拉扎萨摩卡德嘿梭哈，南无36万亿119,500同名同号阿弥陀佛。南无36万亿119,500同名同号阿弥陀佛。南无36万亿119,500。 同名同号阿弥陀佛，请大家起念，请佛注释起愿文。 具德妙善圣尊礼礼主，十方世界佛他成数佛，大悲有情海会众菩萨，普教金刚空行前提，世间三毒四圣业漫漫，生因摧折轮回苦无休。圣尊理念降生度迷境，三宝于是微光不取生，圆圆佛眼。 受以金刚身，受戒传法万里次西彼，佛子齐地注释转法轮，利乐无量无尽众生界。
To benefit and give happiness to multitudes of sentient
愿
beings.
同念佛者，同
May all
生极
uphold
乐
the Buddha,
国，
ascend
上
the
报
realm of
四
utmost
重
bliss,
恩，
paying for
下济
generosities
三
from
途
above,
苦，
aiding
见
those
佛
in the
了
realms
生死
below. Upon
如
seeing the
佛
Buddha, may
度
read.
一切。 真佛中
Transcend life
众
and
弟
death like
子
the Buddha
一
may
心
read the
祈
Buddha.
愿护
Two
摩
Buddha's
祖
good
尊，
disciples
佛怒
wholeheartedly
大
parade the
孔
main
雀
deity of
明
Homa
王，
today.
以三佛之巨大威神力，
By your
灭
majestic
除
power,
圣
the
尊
three
一切
Buddhas,
障
please
碍、
eradicate
毒害、
all the
二
ghosts
己，
and
祭
spirits,
足吉
poisons and
祥
evils,
争议，
illnesses
祭足
that
十
obstruct
方
our
助
lineage
缘，
Guru.
以
May
精
his
壮
holiness be
强
endowed
健
with
的身
auspiciousness,
体，
enrichment,
以
filled
气
with
概
all
三
supports.
合的
May his
精气
holiness
神，
continue
大
return
乐
the
自
Dharma way
在，
and
注
samsara with
释
great
传
bliss and
法，
self-mastery.
永续不
And
断。
with the spirit, tea, and essence that
恭
cover all
请
the
法
earth.
王圣尊莲生活佛
Invite
作
His
众回
Holiness,
向。
Living Buddha Lian-Sheng, to perform the overall merit dedication. Wholeheartedly, we pay homage to the Mahamayuri Buddha. Homage to Mahamayuri Sutra. Homage to Mahamayuri Assembly, Mahamayuri Buddha, Mahamayuri Sutra, Mahamayuri Assembly. We pray to Mahamayuri to bless please by your white lotus to subdue all poisons, to eradicate the calamities of all sentient beings. By your white lotus, please eradicate all kinds of calamities so that all beings have good health. By your auspicious fruit, please bestow upon all participants may we be endowed with ample resources, with increased good fortune. By your Matulanga fruit, let all beings attain the great harmony, medium harmony, and the small harmony. By your peacock feather, please radiate light so that all demonic states, evil ghosts and wandering spirits all disperse and retreat. We pray to Mahamayuri to please bless the registrants, the primary supplicants, and the merit holders, and all participants. May they have purification, enrichment, subjugation, magnetization be complete. We pray to Mahamayuri. May your peacock eat all the poisons completely. May the coronavirus disappear. Please. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha, Namo Vairocana Buddha, Namo Abhidhamma Buddha. Please radiate light and bless all participants. May we have good health, all wishes fulfilled, calamities transformed into auspiciousness, and with strong spiritual commitment, that of the 37 body divisions, may we cultivate spiritually and put it into real practice and have the highest attainments. Namo Vairocana Buddha. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha, fundamental teacher. Namo Amitabha Buddha of the Western Paradise. Namo Mahamayuri Buddha. Mahamayuri Sutra. Namo Mahamayuri Assembly. We pray that you bless us, and gods in heavens, gods on earth, may we be far from all calamities, may all calamities abandon us, let all disasters turn into dust. May all of our prayers be granted. May all calamities, enemies, and enmities disappear. We say 100 syllable mantras 3 times.
Samaya Manupanaya Pecha Sato Tenu Padicha Jetso Me Pawa Suto Kayu Me Pawa Supu Kayu Me Pawa Anurato Me Pawa Sawa Siti Me Purayacha Sarwa Karma Sutame Chitamu Siri Ren Guru Hom Ha 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 Pakawan Sawa Tathagata Pecha Mami Mencha Pecha Pawa Mahasamaya Sato A Hom Pei Om Pecha Sato Samaya Manupanaya Pecha Sato Tenu Padicha Jetso Me Pawa Suto Kayu Me Pawa Supu Kayu Me Pawa Anurato Me Pawa Sarwa Siti Me Purayacha Sarwa Karma Sutame Chitamu Siri Ren Guru Hom Ha 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 Pakawan Sarwa Tathagata Pecha Mami Mencha Pecha Pawa Mahasamaya Sato A Hom Pei Om Pecha Sato Samaya Manupanaya Pecha Sato Tenu Padicha Jetso Me Pawa Suto Kayu Me Pawa Supu Kayu Me Pawa Anurato Me Pawa Sarwa Siti Me Purayacha Sarwa Karma Sutame Chitamu Siri Ren Guru Hom Ha 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 Pakawan Sarwa Tathagata Pecha Mami Mencha Pecha Pawa Mahasamaya Sato A Hom Pei
Pray homage using visualization for student Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize full position on the ground, release the mudra, second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize full position on the ground, release the mudra, third to all Herukas and Dhamma protectors. Visualize full position on the ground, release the mudra, fourth half bow. Recite completion mantra.
Om Brim, Om Brim, Om Brim, Om Mani Padme Hum. 非常感谢法王圣尊莲生活佛主坛佛母大孔雀明王护摩法会。
We are truly grateful to our lineage Guru for presiding over this Homa, Mahamayuri Homa. Now let us all join our palms with reverence, and together we are inviting our lineage Guru to bestow the precious Dhamma teaching. First, let's pay homage to the lineage Gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zhengkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dukten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. And homage to the main deity of Homa today, Mahamayuri Buddha. Mahamayuri Sutra. Mahamayuri Assembly.
敬礼。
Homage
南无毗卢遮那佛。
to Vairocana
南无
Buddha.
本师释迦牟尼。
Homage to the fundamental teacher Sakyamuni
南无西
Buddha.
方极乐世界。
Homage to Amitabha Buddha of the Western Paradise. Danzan Katsu. Tudan Siddhi. All Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples. Good afternoon. How do you do? Good afternoon. How do you do? Aisteru. Sarangi.
Hola amigo.
Hola amigo.
Te quiero mucho.
Te quiero mucho.
Sugoi.
Sugoi.
Ichiban.
Ichiban.
Kimochi.
Kimochi.
Jumi.
Jumi.
Yapi.
Yapi.
Bling. Konnichiwa. 大家午安。
Konnichiwa. Good afternoon. How do you do?
今天呢，看那个云端呢。
Today.
看那个云端，日看到很遥远的地方。
As I was looking at the clouds,
那么出现在云端上面。
I saw very far away, and there were disciple on the clouds, a disciple from Anhui, China, and also from all over the world, from Indonesia, many, and also from Malaysia, Taiwan, Japan, Korea, many countries, from Europe, many disciples, Singapore, they all appeared on the clouds. I was very happy seeing that.
跟大家祝福大家身体健康。
So I wish all of you a good health, and everything is auspicious, and strong spiritual commitment and diligence in your practice, so that every one of you can have attainments in the future.
首先呢，
First, I would like to announce
下个礼拜天
for next
6
Sunday,
月21日
June 21st,
next week, June 21, afternoon 3 o'clock p.m. 是救瘟疫度母
at 3 p.m. there would be the Homa fire offering ceremony of Tara, who dispels epidemics.
我们知道这一次的这个
We all know that the
到
pandemic
目
this
前为
time,
止，
up
有些
until
国家是
now,
比较缓和的，
there are some countries who have contained it,
方兴未艾，
but there are
还是
some countries that have their cases continually
真的是
increasing.
很难 把这一次的瘟疫
It's very
跟
difficult
冠状病毒完全
to
驱除
completely
清净。
eradicate the pandemic and
所以我们下个
coronavirus
礼拜
this
还是
time.
要做
So
救
next
瘟
week
疫
we
度
will
母护魔法
perform
会。
the Homa of Tara who dispels
我也
epidemics
曾经讲
again.
过，
I once
像昨
said,
天晚上我讲，
like last night,
第一个我们希望
first, I hope
冠状病毒
that the
赶快
coronavirus
消失跟过去。
can disappear
第二个
quickly.
世界
And
各
second,
国的经济贸易
that the global economy and
能
trade
够互相的
of all countries
这个货畅其流，货畅其流就是每个国家的
can
贸易能
recover
够重新在一起，
so that the
就是经济能够好。
trade and production can restart and recover so that the
在
economy
美
can
国
be
地
better.
区的
And third,
种族
in America,
能够平和，
I hope that
和平
the
平和
different racial ethnicities
啊，这
can
是
live in harmony and
师尊本身呢
at peace with each
的
other.
祈求，让
That's
冠状病毒
Grandmaster's
能
own
够消
prayers
失掉，
so that coronavirus can
让经
disappear
济
soon,
能够
so
起
that
飞，
economy can take off again,
让美国的种族
so that
能
the
够和平
racism in
平和
America
平等
can be, so that all different races in
这是非常重
America
要的。
can live in
那么
harmony
下个礼拜
with
是
equality,
救
justice,
瘟疫度母的护魔法会，这个
and liberty. So next
菩萨保
Sunday,
佑啊！
we will perform the Homa of Tara who dispels
希望能够
epidemics to request for her
显
protection.
法力，
We hope that Tara who dispels epidemics will
所有的
manifest her majestic power to eradicate the pandemic and the coronavirus from all the countries.
.这开始以前呢、师尊先讲一个
Before
笑
the
话。
Dharma teaching, let Grandmaster share
老
a
师
joke.
问小明：
The teacher asked Xiaoming,
人类和什么动物最相似？
what kind of
人类跟
animals
什么动物最相
is
似？
closest to human beings?
这个小明回答：
And
青蛙。
Xiaoming replied, frogs.
啊，你们想一想，人类跟青蛙有什么相似之点？小明居然回答青蛙。老师
So
都
what's
愣
the
住
similarity
为
between
什么讲青蛙？
frogs and human
老师就
beings?
问小明：为什么呢？
So the teacher asked
小明回
Xiaoming,
答：
how come?
因为都是蝌蚪
And
里
Xiaoming
面
replied, because they were all transformed from the tadpoles.
哎，小明很聪明哦。
Xiaoming is very smart.
人类跟青蛙有什么关系？
What is the relationship between human beings
因
and
为人类跟
frogs?
青蛙都是蝌蚪变
Because human beings and frogs come
这个
from
也
the
是因明
tadpoles.
喜。因明喜，我讲过，
So
青蛙
this is also
蝌
the
蚪长大
science
以后，它就变成青蛙。
of logic.
人类
Because when
也是一个
tadpole grows up,
蝌
it
蚪这
becomes
样子的
frog.
虫，
And
游得很快，
human beings also came from
结
the
合起来就变成人类。
from this
所以这个
semen,
算是
like
在
also a
西方
kind
古
of
灵之学
worm
当中，
that
也算是因
ran
明
the fastest, that became a
这个
human
逻
being.
辑哈。
So this is considered a
现在
science
我
of
们进
logic.
行
Now we will do the question and answer.
师尊你好，
Grandmaster, how are you?
莲花童子相应法后面
At the end of the Padmakumara deity yoga, during its merit dedication, there is a phrase. A mantra is a rebirth in the Mahatwin lotus ponds. Is there a special meaning to it? Please be compassionate and teach us.
我告诉大家，
Let me tell you.
这个莲花童子咒
The Padmakumara mantra,
Om Guru Lian-Sheng Siddhi Hom,
Om Guru
它本
Lian-Sheng
身有很
Siddhi
大的
Hom,
含义。
has a very broad meaning
宇宙之间
of the universe.
伟大的上根本上师
The great lineage root guru
莲花化身
emanated from the lotus
马哈双莲池
of,
成就
and with the attainment to the Mahatwin lotus
莲
ponds.
生悉地吽，莲花化
Guru
身
Lian-Sheng
在
Siddhi Hom.
马哈双莲池。
Emanation from the lotus at
你
the
如果
Mahatwin
能
lotus
够持
ponds.
上师心咒，
If you are able to chant the root guru mantra 8 million
还继
times
续持念不停，
and still continue to
你这样
chant,
子的成就叫做持名成就。
then your attainment will be called the attainment by upholding the
就是光明。
clear light
你持着这个光明的心咒，
lucidity. So you're
不停，永
upholding
远不停的。
the clear light radiance of the mantra
莲花
continually.
童子根本上师，
Padmakumara
临终的时候
lineage root
现
guru
在你的面前，
will appear in front of
接
you
引
at
你
your
到
moment
马哈
of
双莲
death
池。
and to guide you to the Mahatwin lotus ponds.
这个就是一咒寄生双莲
That's
池
the meaning of this phrase. A mantra is a rebirth in the Mahatwin
我
lotus
们同
ponds.
门当中啊，
With just one
持莲花
mantra
心咒的，
of our disciples,
莲生悉地吽，
those who chant
莲生悉地吽。
Padmakumara
That's
mantra,
so
which is
your
Om
莲花
Guru
童子的心
Lian-Sheng Siddhi Hom. That's the mantra for all Padmakumaras.
单单持这个咒，
Just by chanting
你
this
持到
mantra,
产生光明，
if you chant it until you emit clear light radiance,
到了马哈
and
双莲池，
Padmakumara appears to guide you to
这
the
个是
Mahatwin
一
lotus
咒
ponds.
寄生双莲池。
So that's the
有没有
meaning
人
of
这样？
a mantra
有。
is a rebirth in Mahatwin lotus ponds.
我们的这个传
Is
雷
there someone like that?
韩尼瓦
Yes.
师姐，
Our translator,
她的
Dharma
父
sister
亲
Hanifa's
就是
father
持
and
莲花
mother
童子心咒，
chanted the
持
Padmakumara
高王
mantra
经，持莲花
and
童子心
hiking
咒，
Avalokitesvara Sutra
以
and
高
the
王经的
Padmakumara
力量
mantra.
跟莲花童子的心
By the
咒，
power of the hiking Kuan Yin
他
Sutra
们往
and
生以后呢，
Padmakumara
都得到
mantra,
很大颗的舍利
after
子，非
they
常大。
pass away, they had a
非常
huge,
大颗的舍利子，
very
像
big
石头这么大
sariras
颗。
as big as the fingertips.
这个就证明他们本身已经到了
So this proved that they have gone to the Mahatwin lotus ponds.
这个就是一咒寄生双莲池。
So that's the meaning of a mantra is a rebirth in
这个根本
Mahatwin
上师
lotus
的心咒，
ponds. They just chanted
然
the
后
root
跟
guru
加上
mantra
高王经，
and the hiking Avalokitesvara Sutra.
这个它有特别的含义。
So it has a very special meaning. A mantra is a rebirth in the Mahatwin lotus
莲花
ponds.
生大士，
There are many
那么伟大
Padmakumaras.
的
The
密教的
great
祖
Guru
师爷
Padmasambhava,
也是
the
莲花，
founder, the patriarch
他
of
在莲花
Tantric
化
Buddhism,
生出来。
was also a Padmakumara. He was born out of a lotus in the lotus ponds.
香巴拉
and the White Lotus
国
King,
土当中的
the second king of Shambhala,
就是白莲
the
花王，
kingdom
也
of
是
the
莲
Buddha
花
land, the White Lotus King was also a
另外
Padma Kumara.
大势至菩萨
And Mahastama Prapta
也是
Bodhisattva
莲花童子。
is also a Padma Kumara.
另外还有很多的
And many more
莲花童子，
Padma
数不尽
Kumaras,
活
innumerable,
菩萨都是莲花童子。
countless Buddhas and Bodhisattvas
所
are
以这一
Padma
句
Kumaras.
一咒寄生双
Therefore,
缘起
this phrase, a mantra, is a rebirth in Maha Twin Lotus Ponds. It's
非
extremely
常的
nice,
perfect，
very
非常的有
perfect,
powerful，
very powerful,
让你非常的惊艳 ，amazing。
to let you experience the amazing.
再来一个问题，
The next
师
question.
尊佛安，
Grandmaster,
师
peace
尊的
with
加
you.
持，
Your
在
disciple
梦
is
中
grateful for your guidance in
而
my
皈
dream,
依真佛，
directing me to take refuge
弟
in the
子
true
也有
Buddha.
修密法，
I do practice
请
Tantric
问
Dharma.
要如何把持？
How can I
未
ensure
来
that in all my lifetimes,
未来世之中，
my
不会
future
忘记
lifetimes,
师尊之缘永
I will
相
never forget my affinity with Grandmaster, to always rely
弟子
upon
也
you.
向师父求忏悔。
I also ask for your
告诉你。
forgiveness and repentance.
要如何把持在未来世中，跟莲花童子永
So
远在
how
一
can
起？
how can you ensure that in your future
你
lives
只要
you
上师
never
相
forget
应法，
Padma Kumara?
相
First,
应了就可以。
you can do it as soon as you
经常把
gain
师尊
spiritual union with Padma Kumara.
这观想住
You
在
frequently
住在你的
visualize
头顶上
Grandmaster sitting on top of
你
your
经
head.
常持莲花童子
You
的心咒，
frequently chant Padma Kumara
你
mantra.
常常观想
You frequently
莲花童子
visualize
进到你的
Padma
心中心
Kumara
轮之中，
entering
坐在
into
你的心
your
轮
heart
莲花
chakra,
之上，
seated on top of the lotus
你
of your
与
heart
莲花
chakra,
童子合一，
and you are in
相应。
union with Padma Kumara, and
那
you
么
gain
生
spiritual
生
union
世
with
世
Padma Kumara.
你都跟
That
莲
in
花童子
all
有缘。
of your lifetimes you
在
would have
未来世
affinity
中，
with Padma Kumara. In
你
your
都跟莲
future
花童子有缘。
lifetimes you would have affinity with Padma Kumara.
这个是，也就是说，不会忘记以师尊之缘，永
So you will never
最好
forget
的方法。
your affinity with Grandmaster, to always rely upon you.
第二个
That
问
would be
题，
the best method.
然后再来有一个问题，
The next question.
师尊佛安，弟子想请问师
Grandmaster,
尊曾在2015
peace with you.
年1月19
On
号
January 19th,
在台湾
2015,
接受
during your interview in
苹
Taiwan
果日报
with
和
the
一
Apple
周刊的
Daily
新春
newspaper and
专
Next
访
magazine,
时候，示范了一个特殊的
you showed us a special
辟邪印，
mudra to
双手
avert
合十，
evils.
无名指
Palms
外
together,
脖，
the
Right
ring
foot.
fingers bound
两
outward,
食指勾住，
and the four fingers
两食指
hooking
勾住
on
无名
the
指。
ring fingers.
可否请师尊详细开示
Could you please
此
expound on
印
it
的来
more?
源，
The
以
details,
使用
its
时
origin,
机，以
when to
及是
use
否
it,
要搭配咒语
whether it
观
should be
想等
accompanied
等。
by a mantra and
感恩师
visualization,
尊的
etc.
开示，
Thank you, Grandmaster.
双手合十。
Both palms joined together.
他突然间问我，
All of a sudden,
2015年
someone
1月
asked
19日的首映，
about the mudra
苹
on
果日
January
报跟一周
19,
刊的新春专
2015.
访，
During your interview in Taiwan with Apple Daily newspaper and Next magazine, you showed us a special mudra to avert evils. Palms together, the ring fingers bound outward, and the four fingers hooking on the ring fingers. It should be like this.
两个食指勾住无名指，是这样啊，没错。
So the two index fingers are hooking on the ring fingers. This mudra.
这个5年前我比的这个手印。
The mudra that I formed 5 years ago. Someone remembered. That's incredible.
要不要配合使用时机以及要配塔咒？ 这个手印的来源，这个手印比较少人用啊。
Very few people use this mudra.
这个其实只要向前，
If you point it forward,
这样子发出力量啊。
The power it generates would emit light and has power. And all the evil gods and malicious ghosts will disperse, and not only disperse, they're almost game over or dead. That's Japanese game over.
啊 ，N， 内部，它的根源呢
？Its origin.
339先生教我
It's from the Three Mountain Nine.
很早期，我在26岁的时候
Master.
50年前。
Long ago, when I was 26 years old,
先生50年前教我的这个手印，这个手印呢
the mudra that they taught long ago
的来源就是339先生那时候教的手印。那么要
That's
配
the
合什么咒
origin
语呢？
that was taught to me.
你就
That
念
time, Three Mountain Nine Marcus Master, spiritual master of Grandmaster.
Hom, hom, pei.
And the mantra,
Hom, pei.
Hom, Hom, Pei.
Pei. Hom, hom, pei. Hom. 这所有金刚神的咒日。
So
金
Hom
刚神的咒日
is the mantra syllable of all the Vajra protectors of Vajra gods. Hom.
气除
And Pei
消灭
is to subjugate, to eradicate,
把它变成无有
to disperse, to
把它
become
变成
nothing.
没有这 hom hom pei
Hom,
只要
Hom,
念
Pei.
hom hom pei 就可以
That's the mantra you should
写
chant.
这个手印，就是
And then you form this mudra, which is the mudra to avert evils.
好的，这个问题就是这样子啊。
That's the question.
你2015年问的问题，现在是2025
Question
年了
about 2015,
手印，
the mudra from 5 years ago.
师尊还可以这样子一下子就讲出来，
And Grandmaster could still remember and
记忆力很好
explain it right away. Not bad, I still have very good memory.
再来一个问题，
The
师
next
尊在
question.
净光的伏魔，
Grandmaster, in your book
一
number
位消瘦
272,
的老人，
Touch of the Pristine Light, on the chapter, A Slim Elderly Man, you wrote about Maudyagalana in this lifetime was a farmer steadily deteriorating. His inner light radiance and transcendent power were abolished by his own karma. ... My question isn't Mahamayuri a Maha-Arhat? Arhatship is part of the four Sichli realms, which is a non-returning realm. What caused him his downfall? Please enlighten us. Many people ask this question. I have mentioned it in my book, Touch of the Pristine Light. Why was the great Arhat could be reborn in the human world and became an old elderly man of the Buddha Sakyamuni's 10 great disciples? Mahamayuri had the first and foremost transcendent power. Sariputra was first and foremost in wisdom, and Mahamayuri had the most and foremost transcendent power. However, the insight here is that transcendent power does not allow you to transcend life and death. It is just a side effect of your spiritual cultivation. It doesn't mean that you can attain Buddhahood by having transcendent power. A Buddha definitely would have transcendent power when you attain Buddhahood. However, transcendent power does not necessarily mean Buddhahood. Does not necessarily allow Buddhahood either. There are many levels. Mahamayuri died a horrible death. Although he had transcendent power, but he also had grave karma. Because in his past lives, he killed many people. So, of the Buddha's 10 great disciples, or the 500 arhats, Mahamayuri died a horrible death. He was killed by tons of rocks and thrown down from the mountains, and his whole body was totally crushed with lots of blood, and because of his karma. So he wanted to escape with running under the earth or with fleet-footedness to escape that calamity, but he could not. He was being crushed by the rock because when the karma appeared, he could not escape from it. When he wanted to run under the ground became extremely hard, and he wanted to fly, he could not. So finally he died under the crushing of the rocks. That's how he died. So that showed he had karma. His karma was still there. He had to experience many lifetimes before he could have attainments. He had to eradicate his karma first, even though he was a great arhat. He was a great arhat during the time of Sakyamuni Buddha. The Buddha did not ask him to save the Sakya clan, but he used his own transcendent power. He took his own initiative and used his transcendent power to use his alms bowl and to collect all of the Sakya clan and save it inside his bowl, because at that time the Sakya kingdom was being attacked by Liu Liwang, by another king, and was almost eradicated. And Mahamayuri took all the Sakya clan, the kings and the ministers, and about 500, which means many of the clan members, and brought them back to Sakyamuni Buddha. Sakyamuni Buddha did not ask him to do it, but he did it on his own. And Mahamayuri told Sakyamuni Buddha, I have brought your clan main members here and saved them. And the Buddha asked, oh, where are they now? You saved them. Where is it? It's inside my alms bowl. It's inside this bowl. And then the Buddha said, so pour them out so that I can see. And when he did that, it was just blood water, so he could not save them. The Buddha did not ask him to save the Sakya clan. Why did you go and use your transcendent power to go to above Sakya kingdom and save many of the Sakya clan members, and yet you did not save any of them? Was that you that actually killed all of them because they all became blood? What should you do then? Too late. Nothing you could do. You could not have saved them. You did not listen to me. Now you killed them. 500 of them. Sakyamuni Buddha was a Buddha, but he was also born in the animal realm. And he had gone to hell too. The Buddha had gone to hell too. Don't think that Sakyamuni Buddha was always holy. He was once in hell, in the animal realms, as the deer king, as the elephant king, as the peacock king. He was animals. And also, so in the journey of spiritual cultivation, although Mahamayuri was a great arhat, he had killed many people before. And in that lifetime, he was fighting with the deviant groups and killed a lot of people. And he was trying to save the Sakya clan, and the Sakya clan became blood. So he had to repay his karma. Although he was a great arhat, he still have to clear his karma because he had killed many people, and now he had become an elderly man. His original soul was a great arhat, but his nirmanakaya, or transformation body, is still in the Saha world, repaying his karma. So when I wrote this, it shocked the Buddhist field how could the Maudya Kalyana, the great arhat, became an elderly man? Because he had the grave karma. So he used his transcendent power to kill lots of deviant followers. Therefore, his death was done by the deviant followers with rocks, that he became like mush of bloody flesh. But at that time, because of his karma, he could not use his transcendent power anymore. But one day, once he eradicated his karma, he would return to his state of great arhat, because he was originally great arhat. He was a non-returning, however, his nirmanakaya is still in samsara, in saha world, so he had to cultivate spiritually still the best he could. That's my answer.
在这个顶礼根本传
Homage to our lineage root guru,
传承上师圣尊莲生佛
His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng.
我在这本
My
书
question
中看
is,
到一段
I once read in your book,
谈心
Talking Heart to Heart, Volume 10,
第13 page
on the 13th chapter on Usnisha Vijaya
你
Dharma.
身体无缘无故流汗
If all of a sudden, for no reason at all, you start to sweat profusely and your body emits foul odor, that is
烦闷灾难
a sign of bad luck. For no apparent reason, you feel upset and anguished. A disaster is in the making. A spiritual cultivator should not feel disturbed or agitated. His temperament should be mild and moderate.
这个不好
A true sadhaka is like this. His heart and mind are harmonious and calm. So if you feel disconcerted, that's not good.
脸
If you cannot control it and discard your apprehension, you sweat, you feel feverish or cold, weak energy, dark facial aura. These are all signs of catastrophes. You need to practice Usnisha Vijaya Buddha Mata Dharma right away.
长咒吗
First, should you chant the long mantra of Usnisha Vijaya Dharani?
自然产
Two,
生软
if during the mantra recitation of the practice, warmth arises naturally and I feel light and at peace, should I still visualize the mantra syllables radiating light or do the breathing practice, etc.? Because sometimes I feel
变出定
that whenever I do something intentionally, I already exit my samadhi.
问的说
That's the
当你心
question.
里烦
If you
流
feel
了很多的汗
upset
身体发臭
and sweat
脸
a
很
lot
黑
and
这个
foul
就是有
body
灾难
odor
的现象
and dark facial aura, that's signs of calamities.
没错这
That's
都是有
right.
灾难的现象
That's the signs of catastrophes.
出汗你如果是正常的
Sweating,
出汗
if it's a normal
那没
sweating,
有关系不要以为说流汗就是有灾难
that's
因为
okay.
天气热嘛
So it doesn't mean anytime you sweat, it's a
到那个
calamity.
东南亚的国家
Like if the weather is hot, or in Southeast
到了
Asia,
东南
it's
亚的
hot.
国家去
When I visit Southeast
你
Asia,
们国家有几个季
I
节
ask them, how many seasons do you
只有
have?
2季
And they say two seasons.
2个季节我说哪2个季节
So
一个就是
which
热
ones? Hot,
一个就是非常热
and the next one is the extremely hot
在
season
印尼啊印尼
in Indonesia.
那印尼有几个季节
How many seasons do you have? And they replied,
跟非
hot
常热
and extremely hot.
我到马来西亚到新
When
加
I
坡也是一
visited
样
Malaysia and
跟我讲
Singapore, it's
只
the
有一个
same.
季节
Only one season, hot
跟非常热
and extremely hot.
那都会流汗呐
Then, of course,
台
you
湾
would
的夏天
sweat.
也是很
Or
热
summer in Taiwan
刚
is
刚
also
洗
very
好澡一
hot.
走出来
As soon as you finish your shower,
还要再洗一次，
and then you
那
would
天天
sweat
就
again,
就抖在浴
and
室
then
里面洗澡就
you
好。
bathe again. Then you would just bathe all day long.
刚刚洗好澡，一走出来就已经全身都是
As
满
soon
身
as
大
you
汗
walk out from the bathroom, you start to sweat. It's still very hot
这个
in the
热，
summer.
这个就不算
So
是
it's
那个
okay.
灾难，这个不是灾难。
That kind of sweating is not considered
但
a
是这里的
calamity,
出汗是不寻常的出汗，
but it is an
一会
unusual
热，一会
setting.
冷，一会热，一会冷，那是病了。
It's hot and cold and hot and cold.
气很
That's
弱，呼吸很
sickness.
喘，
That's calamity.
那要
Or you have weak energy, or breathing.
一下子没有呼吸就完蛋了。你这个气
People
很
who's
弱，
about to die would
一定要
breathe like that, would gasp and pant. Then you
脸很
die.
黑，很我们讲了，
And
印堂
you
发黑，
pant, but you cannot
你不要以为人
breathe
脸很黑就
or
是有
dark
灾难，
facial aura.
你知道吗？
It's not always,
那个
it's
非
not
洲的
necessarily
美国
tanned
人，哪一
face.
个脸不黑呀？
You don't think that any tan or dark face
你知道那个
indicates
非洲
calamities.
每
You
一个
know,
人都
all
脸都很
African
黑，
Americans have dark
不是
face.
指哦，东方人印堂发黑。我们
But
东方人
what I
印堂发
meant
黑
was that just the dark aura,
印堂发黑的时候，
the dark facial aura, or in the forehead
师尊如果去游泳
for
晒太
the
阳，
yellow
脸
skin.
就很黑，
But not because you're
那
tan,
不是
because you're
灾
sunning.
灾难，
Oh,
而是你印堂
that
发黑，
doesn't
你仔细
mean
看
it's calamity.
印堂发黑了，都是有灾难的。
But if you have a dark aura, that means you
不
have
只念真圣佛母
a
的长
calamity.
咒，
Then you have to recite Ushnisha Vijaya Buddha Dhamma.
也可以修尊圣佛母的法。
Not only chanting the long mantra of Ushnisha Vijaya Dharani, but you can also perform her Dharma practice. This is considered one of the longevity
所以你
deities.
修尊圣佛母法，
So
它
if
是
you
长寿善
do
尊，
the practice
就
of
可以延
Ushnisha
长你
Vijaya,
寿命，
then
除
you
掉
can extend your lifespan
修
to
尊圣佛母
eradicate
法，
your
要不但要
catastrophes.
持咒，还要观想，
And not only chanting mantra, you also have to visualize, enter
接尊
samadhi,
圣佛母
form
的手，
her mudra.
这是重点。
That's the key point.
如果在修法念咒的时候，自然
If
产
during
生
mantra
有
recitation,
清安的感觉，
the warm sensation arises
怎
naturally,
样呼吸
and I
的
feel
方
light
法
and at peace,
因为有时觉得
should I still visualize the mantra syllables radiating light or
你
do
能
the
够
breathing
产生
practice,
软
etc.？
有清安的感觉，
If you can feel the warmth and feel light and at peace,
所以尊圣
that's
佛母
signs
法
of spiritual responses.
产生软意清安的
So
感觉。
Ushnisha Vijaya Dharma is
还要
very
观
good.
想昼日放光，
Visualizing the
要
mantra
怎样
syllables
呼吸
radiating
等等的
light,
方法。平时我们呼吸
or
呢
do the breathing
是
practice.
细、慢、
Normally,
长，
our breathing practice should be
呼吸得很
finely,
细、
slowly,
很长。
and
这个
long.
是长寿的象征。
That
另外，
those are
昼日
the
放
symbols
光
of
也是很好
longevity.
的。
And
昼日
mantra
放光是很
syllables
好的
radiating light is also good.
可以修的。
You can do those.
你最好不要一着意就能够在禅定里面比较长久。禅定有两个字
So
非常的重要，一个是松，
You can extend
松。
your meditation. Don't act with diligent care. In meditation, you have to be
是心
relaxed.
啊，根本放得非常的宽广，
That your heart is totally
跟一
open and expansive and connected with the consciousness of the universe, then your samadhi will be long. So remember, in your meditation, you have to be relaxed. You have to relax and open and natural. Then nothing on your mind. Of course, if you do something intentionally, like if you have a thought, of course, then you would leave your meditation. But if you have no thoughts whatsoever, that's called relax and unperturbed or open, not caring about anything, very relaxed. That's in the meditation. Of course, if you care for something, then of course you would exit from meditation. When thoughts appear in your mind, you would exit from meditation. So you use all kinds of methods. In Lamdre, it was written, you use all kinds of methods to enter samadhi, to enter meditation. And all these methods are called the merit accumulation path of meditation, what we talked about yesterday. What is the merit accumulation path of meditation? Is the all kinds of methods to enter meditation, the non-dwelling. That would be the true meditation. And all the methods used to achieve that are called the merit accumulation path of meditation, which what we talked about yesterday. There are 4 elderly women selling the tea eggs on the same street, and they all have the same place and the same sign. And then the first one said that the 5 fragrance tea egg, $2 each. Nobody was there. And the second one put at the sign, this is a secret formula, $3 each. And there are few people. And the third one has a sign that this is the royal palace secret, $5 each, and it's pretty good. And the fourth one has a sign that the Korean royal palace secret recipe tea egg, $10 each, and yet it has a long line. So what does it show? The egg is not important, but the bullshit is. Doesn't matter what you use, but people just believe what's written on the sign. So nowadays, when the elderly people drink tonic wine, like tonic wine that tonify kidneys and the young energy, everybody would buy it. And there's a kind of herb that's pretty rare, that's very bestseller. What's that? That's Viagra.
就很多人买，它生意
Many
很好，
people
伟哥一
buy.
出来，哇，生意好得很呐、
As soon as it's on the
很多人
market,
买，
it's
药厂
been
都
selling
发财，
really well.
为什么？
And the pharmaceutical company make
因为
a lot
歌
of
很
money.
伟啊，
Why?
伟很歌啊，
Viagra, play
它
of
就
words
是
of
这个
Viagra.
名字。单单伟歌一出来，哇，
It just sounded very
不得了。
strong.
什么叫伟歌啊？就是扯淡，只要你扯得非常好，
That's
真的有用，
just the
那真的就是生意都非常好。
so this is the bullshit. So if you, it's not just marketing.
这
So if you
个
can do it
小
well,
明
then
啊
your business is
祈
good.
求上帝满足他一个愿望。
Xiaoming prayed to God to fulfill his wish,
你有什么
and
愿望？
God asked, "What's your
小明
wish?"
就讲，
And Xiaoming said,
给我一份不用操心，而且不用
"Please
费
give
力，
me a
又
job
有人自愿
that I
给
don't
我
have
钱
to
的
be
工作。
disturbed or work so
通通
hard,
不要做
but
事情，人家就会钱给
with
我。
lots of money."
天底下哪有这种事？
How
如
could
果
such
有
a
的话，
thing
我也要啊。
exist? If it exists, I want it too.
这个不
I
用
want
说
it
法，
from Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. I don't
不
have to
用
give
这
Dharma
个
teaching.
言法，不用做法会，不用
Don't
说
have
法，
to
就很多人钱给我。
perform ceremonies,
可能
and
吗？
many monies would come. Lots
上
of
帝
money
说
would come.
那
Is it
给
possible?
小明，你回去
And
吧，
God said,
包你满意。
"Okay, go home. You'll be satisfied."
上帝把小明变成什么？变
And
成功德箱，
God changed Xiaoming into the
庙
merit
里的
box.
功德箱，真的，他不用工作，摆在那里，
He
就有
doesn't
人
have to
塞钱
work.
进去。
And people would put money
庙里
into
的
it.
功德箱，
You know, the money
所以我
box
们
in
不
the
能
temple.
做这种妄想，那个叫做妄想。
So
我
don't
们修行
daydream
人
like
就不能
that
够妄想。
as the spiritual cultivator.
你看小明被变成功德箱，功德箱真的
So
不用做
Xiaoming
事就摆
was
在那里，
transformed
人
into
家
the
进
money
到庙里
box.
来，
You
就
don't
把
have to do
钱放在
anything.
功德箱。
And people visiting the temples would stick some money into the box.
好，我们今天再讲一点道果哈。
Today, let's continue on Lamdre.
昨天提到，昨天有提到，
Yesterday,
记住三项加持喜等12纪年明非为实。
talk about
告诉大家，
endowed with the 3 visualizations to
什么叫
bless
做
the bliss,
12
etc.
纪年明
of
非？
the 12 consorts endowed with lotus.
我
What
今
is
天就讲出来，
the 12 consorts endowed with lotus?
12纪年明，就是具备着
So
空行母的象征。女生当中啊，女生的修
females,
行人。
consorts, female practitioners
12种的空行
who
母的象
are
征
endowed with signs of
那
Dakini.
个就是属于空行母明妃。
So they are considered the
为什么是
Dakini
12
consorts.
四手
Why
方
12?
加八方
Because
空
the
行
4 guardian mothers plus
四
the
手
8,
方加八方空行，加
the
起来刚好
Dakinis
是
of the 8
12
directions, altogether 12.
就是12空行母，
So 12 Dakinis.
也就是12
That's
纪
what it
年
means. The
12
12
纪年
consorts endowed with lotus.
这个意思。但是我不能
That's
讲
what it meant.
他的要认出12纪年母是
And
怎么样的认？
to recognize, how do you recognize these 12
我
kinds
是
of
知道，但
consorts?
是不能够讲。
I cannot tell you. I know, but I cannot say it.
现在跟大家讲功德果。
Now,
若以
I would like
其道
to expound on the
达到家
meritorious
庭道
fruition.
软位时，
If by relying on this path one achieves the warmth position of the preliminary path, which is differentiated into 3 kinds of
定
warmth,
心之软相，
big, medium, and small. And by this one enters into the three accumulation realms. By the warmth phenomena of the heart of meditation, one arises to the four meritorious fruitions. The verse stated, attaining the four fruitions of the abandonment of the mundane body, speech, and mind. The four fruitions of the abandonment are born from this meaning. It is due to the absorption and assimilation of the unusual maturity of the three fruits. In sum, it is divided into three: the four fruits appearing from the four positions, the four fruits appearing from beginning interests, the four fruits appearing from various school interests, and the four fruits appearing from the four positions. The stable meditation itself establishes a bogus name for the fruition. Primarily, it is to attain the warmth divisions of the three accumulation periods of the worldly path. The latter two fruition names of the four fruits are established based on the benefits of the meditation itself, and they are merely supplementary. In the beginning, the name of the fruit of abandoning ties is established on abandoning the mundane body, speech, and mind. And the fruit of unusual maturity is established on the maturity of the storehouse that is originally existing. The fruit of innate equal flow established based on the enjoyment of the deeds, and the result of one's meticulous diligence to cut off all the breakable diversities, etc., is referred as the functional fruit or the immaculate fruit. The fruit of abandoning ties is by gradually strengthening the warmth sensation, and from it, and by relying on one's and others' bodies, the yidam appears, while the mouth chants mantra, and the mind gives rise to the incessant, indiscriminate meditation. This is the first kind of fruit. Also, by merely attaining the speech of complete understanding of outsiders, and the ability to speak accordingly and give rise to the unobstructed sensation is the second fruit. At this moment, the blissful experience inside the body is ceaseless. Even when the causes and conditions of suffering are forcefully pressing, one can still give rise to bliss. This is the third fruit. When all afflictions subside, the coarse divisions of the eight dharma gradually diminish, and all attachments become minuscule. This is the fourth fruit. This is talking about four fruits. Meditation is divided into four fruits. The first one is the fruit of abandoning ties, and the second one is the fruit of unusual maturity. The third fruit is the fruit of innate equal flow, and the fourth one is the immaculate fruit of fruition. So what is the fruit of abandoning ties? A human being is always held in bondage. Held bondage by what? By your own thoughts, by wealth, sex, names, food, sleep, by your own thoughts. If you can abandon your thoughts, the former thought has passed and the future thought has not come. In between, that's the fruit of abandoning ties. At that moment, you have no thoughts. You will not be held in bondage by thoughts. That's the fruit of abandoning ties. So gradually, you you discard your thoughts, and it comes back again, and you discard it again, it comes back again, and you discard it again. And gradually you become very strong. That's called the fruit of abandoning ties. The fruit of abandoning ties of meditation is a kind of fruition. In Lamdre, what's being talked about is just a temporary name that's given. When the thought comes and goes and comes and goes and comes and goes, and gradually when the thoughts mostly goes, then that's called the fruit of abandoning ties. So it's called the state of no mind. And mundane people are being held in bondage by what? By lots of things. Whatever that you attach to, then you will be held bondage by them. That's the first fruition. That's the kind of signs in meditation that can appear. When you chant mantra, you can continually chant mantra. And the mind gives rise to the incessant, indiscriminate meditation. No, that's if you can continually chant mantra and your mind is on the mantra, that's the second fruit. When your mind, so your thoughts are only chanting mantra, and the mantra is continual, and your mind is on the mantra. So, the ability to speak accordingly and give rise to the unobstructed sensation. So, you are chanting the mantra and your mind is completely on the mantra. That's called the fruit of unusual maturity. It's not completely mature, has not completely entered into meditation, and your mind is on the mantra chanting. It's not completely mature. So the name is the fruit of not yet maturity. And the next one is the fruit of innate equal flow. If you start to feel a kind of bliss in your body, and you can also call it light and easy, that's also a kind of bliss. This kind of sensation of being light and peaceful is the ceaseless, blissful experience inside the body. Even when there are sufferings on your body, but you can still use your bliss to subdue or eradicate the suffering, and you're always amidst the blissfulness. And this is the third fruit and called the fruit of innate equal flow. So the bliss is like the river flow. It's moving inside your body, moving smoothly. The bliss is incessant, continual. And you're abiding in the bliss, just like the water flow. It's called the fruit of innate equal flow, the third kind of phenomena of meditation. And the fourth fruit, because you're very diligent in your meditation practice, all afflictions subside, And the result of your meticulous diligence to cut off all the breakable adversities is called the immaculate fruition. So you cut off all the breakable adversities. So it's like breaking off all your thoughts. No more thoughts exist. Completely relaxed and open. And your mind is non-abiding. So to cut off things that's unbreakable at this time is called the immaculate fruition. The fruition with no contaminations. That's the fourth fruition, the highest. So to cut off all the unbreakable thoughts, and you abide in the relaxation and openness. So the dwelling is the same as non-dwelling. So that's the completely pure, immaculate fruition. That's the explanation of this part. When all afflictions subside, the course divisions of the eight Dharma, the eight worldly Dharma, gradually diminish, completely stopped, and all attachments become minuscule, or no more attachments, or just very little left. That's the fourth fruit, which is the immaculate fruit. These are the four kinds of fruits of meditation. After dinner, Dad brought Xiaoming to stroll by the riverside. And then look at the other side of the shore and just see completely dark. And they say, no. And on the other side we saw lots of lights. And then Xiaoming said, let's go to the other side. And Dad replied, why? Because over there you can only see darkness, and we are on this side, we can see lots of lights. So the true immaculate fruit, there is no darkness and there is no light. When you're completely pure, there is no so-called darkness or light. Because if you think of the light, then you're being held in bondage by the light. If your thought is in darkness, then you're held in bondage by the darkness. When you reach the true meditation, there is no darkness and no light. And even when there's light, you're not attached to it. Xiaoming's mom is obstetrician, and his dad is a pediatrician. And the teacher one day asked him, what do your mom and dad do? Xiaoming replied, my mom is delivering kids and my dad is fixing kids. What Xiaoming said is right, because his mom was an obstetrician or gynecologist, and my dad, so that's why she's delivering kids, and his dad was a pediatrician, so that's fixing kids.
这个有一个问题，为什么白头发拔掉一
It's a
根，
question.
会再长出10根的白头发？
Why a gray hair
这个答案是这样。
being pulled out, instead there would be 10 gray hair,
看见青蛙
because
被人连
the
根
black
拔
hair
所以
or the
脸
dark
都
hair
是不像
around
白
the gray hair saw a family member being pulled
那
out,
么今天呢，
was shocked to pels
感谢大
become
家
gray.
这个
Today,
云
truly
端的
grateful
在云端的，
to those on the clouds
还有所有的这个观赏的同门，
and also all
他在
viewers
网络直播，他们
on
在
the
这个线上
webcast,
的同门，
online,
啊，
those
非常感谢
online.
你们，
Thank you
能够
very
我们
much
能够这样子相聚，也是一
that
种福分。
we
能
can
够
be
在一
together
起
like
也
this
是一
is
种福
also
分，
a kind of
非
good
常难得
fortune.
的。
It's
希
a
望大家
very
告诉大家，
cherished
为大家解答问题，
affinity
是师尊所乐意的。
that answering your
不能只
questions
做一个功德箱，
is something that Grandmaster
我
is
还要知道
very
要
pleased to
传
do.
法
I
说
don't
法，
want to just become a money
把
box.
成佛的
I
种
want to
子
spread the Buddha
种在
Dharma, to
所有
give
的
Dharma
弟子的
teaching,
身上。
to plant the
我们的朋友
seeds of Buddhahood inside the hearts of all
非
disciples
常感
of
谢
Mani
法
Padme
王
Hum.
圣尊莲生活佛宝贵的法语开示。现在我们请师尊师母移驾到坛城下面耕种的
We
众
are very
人。
grateful to His
好，
Holiness
所以
precious
拜拜。
Dharma teachings. This ends the English interpretation today. Thank you very much.